I'm sitting here on a try not to Tuesday, sipping on a glass of yak. I just got home from walking from one end of Crenshaw to the other. While I was on my traveler's journey, I saw this fine young thing and she gave me a little smile. I said, girl, don't be smiling at me like that, yo. Breath still smell like Similac. She said, Daddy, you don't know who you talking to. They call me Young Thelma and I make it do what it do. Now I ain't never had no young tender rhyme at me. I asked her where she was from and she said she had just moved here from Oakland. She asked if I would show her around. I said, no, but I'll show you this straight. You know what I'm talking about. She said, Daddy, you crazy. I said, show you right. And I'm about to get even crazier. When I get you back to the sugar shack, I'm gonna give you this work. You gonna be happy to be alive. I'm not gonna sweep your ass with 4. I'ma give it to you in 5.
Problems, Big Rollin' will fix it.
Girl, you look so good, I'll put you on a plate
and soak you up with a biscuit.
Always finessing, curves caressing, steady undressing.
Lakers and fire. Let me bump a cig, straighten up your wig, your titties real big.
Now out in Vegas where the nights are bright, Dimitri and Maureen light up the site. He's the real estate poppy, closing deals all day. She's everybody's favorite, spreading love in every way. But come Tuesday night, it's a whole new scene. They link up live with Gender Houston Queen. She's the vice queen of H-Town, proud as can be. And behind the scenes, Tia keeps it running smoothly. 3 the hard way on a Tuesday night. Tia's in the booth making sure it's tight. 2 cities apart, but they feel so near. When they go live, it's the show we hear.
Our forefathers weren't the Pilgrims. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. The rock was landed on us. We were brought here against our will. We were not brought here to be made citizens. We were not brought here to enjoy the constitutional gifts that they speak so beautifully about today. And because we weren't brought here to be made citizens today, now that we've become awakened to some degree and we begin to ask for those things which they say are supposedly for Americans, they look upon us with hostility and unfriendliness. So our unwanted presence, the fact that we are unwanted, is becoming magnified in all of America's preachments today.
We're the original people. History says it without a doubt. We thought things would get better once slavery let out. But once we were free, we still had no rights. Miss Sophia said it perfectly. All our lives we had to fight. No one believed us. They said we weren't telling the truth. But now darkness, the tables have turned and the chickens have come home to roost. Now everybody wants to fight. Ha! Everybody's on a mission. Ha! Welcome to 3 the Hard Way. Ha! Black History Month edition.
Fight, shake hands and come out fighting.
Don't take this ass whipping personally.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to 3 the Hard Way. We're doing it live.
Hello, Michi.
Hey, Gentry, how are you?
I'm good. I was just sitting here looking at how we're superimposed on all of these Black History events.
Yeah, well,
I love that.
rewrite history a little bit.
Yeah, I love it so much.
Ah, how was your day?
My day was good. Helping family do a bunch of stuff. Got out of the house today. But yeah, the weather is nice here in Houston, 76 degrees.
I don't know what the temperature is here. It feels like Vegas, so maybe 60s, 70s, but it's kind of humid.
Okay, so you have the Boys in the Hood in the background. So where are you exactly in the world?
I am in Los Angeles today,
Okay.
and Black History Month. I have on my Chadwick
Wakanda.
Boseman Black Panther shirt.
Nice.
Yep. So I took my drive here this morning and stopped at Earl's, grabbed something to eat, and been
How
preparing
was
for the show.
how was Earl's?
It was good. He wasn't there today, so maybe when I go get peach cobbler tomorrow, he'll be there. We'll see.
Oh man, that sounds so good.
And I couldn't get the hotel that I planned to get. The room that I wanted, they didn't have anymore. And I didn't want to go up the next one and have Doreen mad at me when I get home for spending all that money.
Yeah.
So I am by the airport at Holiday Inn.
Oh, okay. I was about to say Best Western. Okay, so you got the
And,
Holiday Inn. Did you get
and
the presidential suite?
I did not. Well, I guess their version of it.
Okay.
But there's a McDonald's on the other side of the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
I went to get water at the convenience store, and paper bags are 35 cents here.
Dang.
Anyway, on my way back, there was this thick homeless woman sitting at McDonald's just on the ground. Something must be wrong with her because she was too thick to be homeless.
Oh, she was a good thick.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay. So she was just sitting there? Did
yeah.
she ask you for a fry?
Mm-mm. I didn't get
Oh.
any food yet. I may be going over there though because they have a special on Tuesdays. They don't have tacos. They have burgers. So a burger, fries, and a domestic beer is $26. I'm
Dang.
like, what are y'all talking about? There's a McDonald's right there with a thick woman, a thick homeless lady sitting out front, and there's a store here where there's a taco truck that just pulled up. So I can go to the convenience store, get a beer and some tacos for way less than $26. I can even get the homeless lady a beer.
Yeah. Dave said a thick homeless woman lacks ambition.
She does. It's like
Well, if you got that good kind of thing, you don't have to have that much ambition.
it's like Patrice O'Neill.
You're
Like
outside,
he
you get
would
to
have
meet
been
a
a
lot.
great comedian, but he was a great comedian. He was just yeah,
He was
he didn't
just
care.
what?
He didn't care. We should
Wait,
probably get
yeah, we should get into the show, but I want to know, what did Patrice O'Neill not care about?
success. I don't know, fame or I think fame. He didn't care about
Oh,
fame
okay, fame. Okay.
because he's probably one of the best comedic minds ever. He
He
just
was. He was so funny.
let me see what did Gigi say. Haven't been paying attention to the chat. Yes, Rep, in California, we care about our environment and charge for that pleasure. Well, I have my 35-cent sack, my thick homeless lady, a taco truck.
When I left California and I moved back to Houston, and people walking their dogs here, and they can just leave what their dogs leave on the street without picking it up. Like, people do it to be courteous, but and I'm like, what? Like, all shocked, and then I have to remember, yeah, you're in
I mean, it
Houston
makes sense. You're taking something that's biodegradable and put it in something that's not biodegradable.
to throw it
Often
in the
isn't.
trash. But you do that to be nice and pretty. And I was like, oh, he's not gonna pick that dog stuff up, and I can't say anything to him because he got concealed carry.
Yeah.
He has a concealed carry license, so I'll just be quiet.
And you're supposed to be like the Jamaican nanny anyway in that neighborhood. So
Yeah.
you be quiet. We should get into the show. So guess what day it is? It's going to be quick. It is cream cheese brownie day and National Home Warranty Day.
Which one is more important to you?
Home warranties.
Yeah, which I don't have. So
A lot of people don't.
yeah, my life would probably be different if I had a home warranty.
I normally give them to our clients as a closing gift.
Hmm.
and often they do renew it after the first year, so it's worth it.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. Or
But
just keep scrounging around every time something breaks.
or flashing that old man, my air's out again.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Let me see. So before we get into our hot topic, because you and I have been talking about this for a few days, I'm still kind of worried about our friends and family and just everybody in Minneapolis.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't been watching the news lately, but we do have a man on the street in downtown Minneapolis. So
I can't wait to hear what
maybe,
he has to say.
yeah, let's go to him, and actually let's go back up here so we don't have Beyonce on the camel. And let's bring in our man on the street, Mr. Dave J on the mic. How'd you feel, Mr. Where are
Huh?
you?
Kaleo calls in sick on February 10th. Happy Black History Month, everybody.
I don't have my button, so
I'm at Paisley Park. I snuck into Paisley Park. See,
you're supposed to be downtown.
Yeah, what happened to downtown?
Look,
Checking on the protests.
look, it's dangerous out there. They're arresting the black people. They're arresting the brown, and they're arresting the regular people too. They're arresting everybody in downtown Minneapolis right now. I snuck into Paisley Park.
Regular people.
You know what I mean, the regular people. And so I got into Paisley Park, and I got a Prince robe, but I think Roland wore it last because he left something in there. So,
Oh goodness. Okay.
so I'm just relaxing at Paisley Park for a little bit because it is crazy out there. They're arresting everybody, the cats, the dogs, everybody's been arrested.
Okay, so you don't have a story for us for us sending you out there.
Look, I do have a story. Do you remember when the great revolutionary Jill Scott on Heron said that the revolution would not be televised? She's right. The revolution has not been televised. I'm
Jill
reporting
Scott.
from Paisley Park because it's
Michi,
dangerous out there.
I think he might have the wrong Jill Scott.
Jill Scott on Heron. Everybody knows about Jill Scott on Heron.
Yeah, okay. My bad. I'm glad you snuck into are there other regular people in there with you, like hiding out?
I'm the only regular person I've seen. If you've ever been to Paisley Park, the staff is all rhythmic folks.
Oh, okay.
But the lights are on, and there is, and the smoke detectors seem to have full batteries as well. So, not all stereotypes are real. But I gotta say, it's plush in here. He's got a little micro kitchen where he watches WNBA games. Well, we're Prince used to watch WNBA games. It's cute. He just make popcorn, and he has a little couch. I made myself comfortable.
Okay, well, we don't know what's going on in
Could you do us a
Minneapolis,
favor
but yeah,
and go
I'm glad you're
downtown and
Go
actually
downtown. Do you know how far Chanhassen is from downtown Minneapolis?
No.
I don't think there's a lot of traffic with ice on the streets, so you should be able to get there within like 20, 25 minutes.
Hey, so ICE came knocking on the door over here a little bit ago, asking where V-Rod was, and I had to tell him I'm more afraid of V-Rod than I'm afraid of ICE, so they're gonna have to go bark up another tree. But if you think I could get downtown, I'll give it a shot.
But we would appreciate it. So we'll come back to you after the hot topic to see how our people are doing in downtown Minneapolis. So thank you, White Leo.
Thank you.
The revolution will not be
Now, I don't know which one is more dysfunctional, regular people or F.A.W.N people. We're gonna have to have a contest. Yeah, at this point. Okay. But we'll check on him. Maybe he'll be downtown by the time we come back.
All right. So just to tease something, I don't have the button. He was teasing me. We're gonna have a discussion about YNs after the hot topic. So if you don't know what a YN is, we're not going to define it. So you have time to look it up while we're talking about this next important and disgusting subject.
Yeah.
The Lion King.
Thank you so much for not putting up the other picture.
I wouldn't.
I appreciate that.
You want to talk about it or lead the conversation?
I just think that to be in the highest office of one of the most powerful nations on earth, to act so common, like it's just a disgrace. I mean, and if anybody says like he's not racist, if that didn't show you, I don't know what will.
Yeah. And I know the topic of our show today is the blacks. We're going to talk about how we mess ourselves up, but this was too important not to at least brush over. So, and I don't think I'm as upset with him as I am with everyone else who is just allowing it to happen.
Right.
I
But
mean,
I
there are
even
provisions that there should be at least some small consequence for it, which there isn't. He said he's not apologizing. He didn't do anything wrong.
and
An
even when
apology wouldn't mean anything anyway.
he
Actually,
spoke about it, it was like he was speaking out of two sides of his mouth. You didn't do anything wrong, but then you didn't do it. Period. But the person who did it is not going to get fired or suffer any consequences. But
and
they didn't do anything wrong.
yeah, who else is tweeting for you at midnight? So every other 100,000 times you sent a tweet,
Right.
it was you, but this one it wasn't.
Exactly. Exactly. And just being an American and living in this country for as long as he's been living in this country, which is like twice as long as we've been alive, um, you know what is considered racist toward Black people and what isn't.
That's why he did it.
Exactly. You know better, and you put that out there anyway. And so I feel like this is actually kind of a bridge too far for a lot of other people. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, when Tim Scott says something,
Yeah.
that's crazy. He never says anything.
He says the most racist thing I've seen come out of this White House, which lets you know he's seen other racist things come out of this White House. But this
We
was the
all have.
most. Right. But this was the most.
This is the one that bothered him the most. I guess the
Right.
other one, he was just able to shuffle it off. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we should spend too much more time on this hot topic because he is who he is. He is what he is.
And we got to deal with it for what, 3 more years?
Yeah, because he's not going to quit. They're not going to impeach him. Or sometimes you may be able to embarrass somebody to leave. Look at Richard Nixon. He left. But when somebody acts the way this guy does,
Yeah.
with the constant lying, with all the racist stuff, with just whenever he wakes up in the morning until he goes to sleep, that energy, somebody with that, he's either gonna have to pass away or someone's gonna have to do something to him.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, we're stuck.
It is what it is. Okay.
And this topic was brought to you by the Kendall B Show.
In case they come looking for us.
And Snarky Sessions. Okay. We teased it a little bit. Yeah, let's just go through these. So the topic of our show this week, last week, it was how white people messed it up for us, for Black people. This week is how Black people mess it up
for Black people.
And one of the strongest factions of messer uppers for Black people are YNs. Now, Huey kind of got thrown in here because Riley is a YN.
Right.
Well, let's see what Chappie said about, I think he will be impeached late this year, early next year. So
we have to get out and vote.
If all of the stuff that's going on with him trying to get Minnesota's ballots and raiding the voting office in Georgia, something's cooking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He wants to nationalize the voting so that he can be in control of it and, yeah, take over the roles. Can't let that happen.
Yep, he's a YO or OO, an old orange. So we're going to go through a couple of YNs just to give you a background of what a YN is.
Okay.
So this is Daniel. It was Esther's son on Sanford and Son, and they adopted him because wasn't he in juvie or something for stealing?
I can't remember. You know, you are much better at me than remembering all of these shows from over 30 years ago. But I do remember that was Esther's son, and his name was Daniel.
Well, when they first met him, he went into he went into Esther's store and took all the money out of the cash register
Oh.
and started counting it. And Fred was like, "See, he's a thief." And he was like, "No, I know crooks when I see them, so I was getting the money so you wouldn't get it." And he gave the money to Esther. So that was him
Oh.
coming out of his YN-ness, I think. We'll show one more, and then we'll go see if Dave has made it downtown.
Okay.
Mad Dog from Good Times.
Ah.
Remember he shot JJ?
Yep. He wanted JJ to join the gang.
Yep. And James and Flo, I can't stand her, saw them on the way to the movies. And then when they were in court after JJ got shot and James was breaking those pencils.
Yep. Hold on. If you think, who would have taken him, James or Mad Dog? Who would have won? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
James been watching cars all day.
I know he had that old man strength too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go check back in with our man on the street, Dave J.
Yeah.
On the mic.
Dave J from downtown.
Let me get out of here first though, so we can Mr. J on the mic.
Oh, hi.
Dave.
Yeah. Hey,
So,
you remember when Donald Trump said, grab her by the pussy? We're like, we'll never hear from that man ever again. And then he continued to say the worst shit of all time for the next 10 years. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. And that would have been a conversation. But you know what I'm thinking about right now?
What's that?
Those people look real warm for that to be downtown Minneapolis. Where are you?
This is downtown. Yeah.
Downtown where?
Minneapolis, the Twin Cities, the city by the bay.
Poppy, do you see the shorts and the tank tops?
And it's almost 8:30 there.
But so like this is a different time zone, so the stuff works different over here. So like you're in LA, so you would know how things are going over here right now. This is definitely a legitimate downtown scene in Minneapolis right now.
You know, I used to live in Minneapolis. That looks like this festival that goes on in the summer called Open Street.
Yeah, this is similar, but this is downtown on February 10th at 8:22 p.m.
Well, do you see any ICE agents?
I saw an IC machine, and it was quite refreshing. I got cherry. I'm team cherry, but not the white cherry. I like the OG red cherry IC. I did keep the Paisley Park. I kept the robe because the merch is expensive as hell at Paisley Park. The only place where it's more expensive is at WRSCpodcast.com.
All right. Well, thank you, Dave. We really appreciate you coming from downtown. I just want to say for a second, if anybody is looking to be an on-the-spot reporter for Through the Hard Way, please let us know.
Are you putting my job up for auction right now?
No, Dave. I'm talking about just for future, because we have people going all across the country.
I'm filling in for Kaleo because Kaleo called in sick. That's why I'm here. As a matter of fact, Real Estate Poppy said something to me that he's never said to me in our 2 years of friendship. He texted me a couple hours ago and he goes, "Hey Dave, how are you?" He's never asked me how I'm doing.
Oh, that's when you know they want something.
He says, Can you go to downtown Minneapolis post haste and report live? And I said, "Where's your half Hawaiian?" And he said, "Well, the other half called in sick."
Oh, okay.
Sorry. But thank you for having me. Look, things right now are calm in downtown. We're being vigilant, looking for ICE agents. We're also looking for artisanal corn and other farmers market fare as needed. I mean, it's an atrocity down here. Peaches aren't even in season and they're trying to sell them over here. It's an absolute travesty.
Have you seen any funnel cake?
Not yet. If I find the funnel cake, though, it's going down.
Okay, I see. Oh, I'm sorry, Michi. Should we go back to YNs?
Oh, yeah. And I think we should let Dave stay with us because I'm kind of worried about him.
Oh,
okay.
You. Oh, I
So
don't want to
mind
impose.
staying, do you?
No, not on Black History Month. I'm honored.
Yeah, we haven't had a white presence in quite some time now.
No, I won't say the word that she says.
Please don't. Okay, where were we? We were on Mad Dog. The other candidate for, so what we're looking for is the first ever YN. And this could be him. Y'all remember Eddie from Good Times?
Oh, I remember Eddie. Eddie with the blowout.
That hair is almost as nice as Jen's.
Eddie with the blowout.
Actually, it is.
So I remember he was Michael's friend. He came over for a visit, and he was talking back to James and
wouldn't do his homework.
And Florida, yeah, wouldn't do his homework. And baby James had enough and took him in that room and straightened him out.
Who's got time to do homework when you got to press your hair?
That's what I'm talking about. Spatter Raw, spoil the child. His hair was still looking good before and after that spanking.
And you know it was dangerous back then to do your hair like that because you had to put that butter on once you burned, right? That's what I remember. And having
that hot
on
comb.
the stove, the curling iron.
The hot comb.
Yeah. That's why he talked back. I mean, after getting that on your neck, nothing scares you.
Michi, that's right. Too many curling iron. Too many hot comb burns.
Dandy said, James gave him the business. He came out rubbing his butt.
Yep.
GNP said, what the what? And there is Doreen in the chat again. I will not be posting that. Hello, beautiful people. Chad Anthony, welcome to the show. Should we go? Wait a minute. Oh yeah, we do have a Gen X topic of the week. That's why we were in the YNs right now. So should we go to who we believe were the first ever YNs in the United States?
I think so.
And don't say anything. Let's see if people in the chat can identify them.
Can any of y'all identify them by name? Let's see who can put it in the chat first.
Uh-oh.
I am terrified right now. I feel like I'm being set up.
Their names are not
not their real names, the names that they had in the movie.
Wouldn't give you the movie.
I don't think anybody could do it.
Chappie said, it isn't cool in Minneapolis.
Kendall B. Show put the Jacksons.
I feel like that's Uncle Dandy in the middle.
Actually,
oh, how funny is that?
Wow. All right, so we'll even give you the guy in the middle. That's Preach.
Preach in the middle.
Should we start calling Dandy Preach?
Station head Dandy.
That's Dandy, Malik Yoba, and Ice T.
Oh, good call, Dave.
Wow, nobody knows. I'm disappointed in our friends.
But Michi, you know you have an extraordinary ability to remember like those little facts.
Yeah. All right. We'll just go ahead and tell you. Chad says Charlemagne the God. And Kendall says Cochise. So let's share this and y'all can see the scene that makes them the
should we tell them the name or wait till after?
Maybe it'll like get somebody's memory going.
And Cochise was the victim.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Watch TV now. It's the show, okay?
Hey, y'all guys. Hey, yo, what's Come on, y'all guys. Hey, man, it wasn't us, man.
Let me ask you something.
Get up. Get up, Joe. Get up.
Try to imagine Tracy like this.
Let me ask you something. When Tracy looks at you, what do you think she sees?
we got to stop. So that movie is Cooley High, and the first two people ever considered YNs, and I forgot about Damon in the middle with the white hat, but Stone and Robert are the ones.
Stone and Robert.
Where'd they go? So that scene was Stone and Robert thought Preach and Cochise snitched on them, which they didn't. Where did Stone and Robert go? Well, anyway, before Preach could go tell them, hey, we didn't tell it, it was his girlfriend's dad or something like that, they had already killed Cochise.
Yeah. Oh man, one of the saddest endings in movie history.
Now there was redemption though, because when Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, who played Cochise, he got his comeuppance in 1992 when he played Joe Jackson in Jackson's An American Dream and whipped them children into mansions.
Yep.
But it was also sad for them because Katie was like, "Oh, what you gonna do, Joe? You gonna beat him?"
Yep.
When he was like, "Who left Ty in the swimming pool?"
And don't even get me started on that butter pecan ice cream.
You a lie and a cheat, and I don't want you. I don't want you.
Go ahead, Angela Bassett.
Kendall said what's happening was inspired by Cooley High. So was Dwayne Cochise? I bet Dwayne was Cochise, Raj was Preach, and Rerun was everybody else.
Just an amalgamation of everybody.
Wow, I did not know that.
Well, that's a Black History fact, Kendall. Well done, sir.
I wish I had my buttons. I could hit my The More You Know.
Uncle Dandy said another movie with Black joy, smidgen of tragedy.
Yeah, I wish I could show the end where Preach was on the bus leaving town, and what song was playing? It was Teddy Pendergrass, I think, and Pooter. Was it Pooter? Yeah, I think.
Look how he can remember these names.
Pooter was chasing the bus. He was chasing the bus like when Rerun was chasing the truck. And what's happening?
Michi, let me tell you my favorite thing about those old movies back then. Because at the end of those movies, it'll tell you what happened to all the characters.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of
the summer festival in the winter.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of those old 70s movies.
Yeah, when you run out of budget, you just have to do what you have to do to wrap it up.
There'd always be one that didn't have a happy ending though, right?
Yeah. And really, I don't know if we can call that one happy.
Right.
Because Cochise died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. All right. Maybe we should, since Kaleo stood us up, we'll still do an ad for him.
Oh, I thought we were protesting Kaleo's ads.
We can.
No, I'm just kidding.
Should we just say don't go to WRSEpodcast.com? This segment was not brought to you by WRSEpodcast.com.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Catch the WRSC podcast on Thursdays at 9:30 Eastern on YouTube. Join us as we listen to our friends talk about current events and their love of sneakers.
And the love of disappointing us because we had to add another person to staff now.
Yeah, and it's too cold to be in Minneapolis. That's probably why he did it too.
I mean, he's in DC though. It's cold there and you can get shot.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
DC is like cold LA.
Yeah.
That's cold, and I don't know what LA stands for. Okay, so we don't have a Jen Glenn question of the day today, but we do have
Welcome to White Girl News.
and of course for Black History Month, it is white passing news.
As I like to call it, light skin news. Really, really light skin news.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is play a couple of videos. And I have to remember, So last week, if you remember, we got into the discussion about Babe Ruth actually being black.
Being white passing, yes.
Yep. So, and this is, let's say that story bleeds into this one, that bleeds into the next one. So
Yeah, we'll talk about our this week's white passing person, which is Walter White. Okay.
You think Babe Ruth was black, and does it matter?
It does matter. And I don't know if Babe Ruth is black, but I will say this. If you look at a picture of, say, what's my man's name? Walter White, old school NAACP.
NAACP, yes.
So whoever's listening to this, go pull up a picture. If that man is black, how is Babe Ruth not? And they are contemporaries. Like, we have to remember, who we looked at and said was black was much different then than it is now. You drive, I'll call these cats like him the Opelousas All-Stars. You drop Babe Ruth off in Opelousas, Louisiana. He has to explain white, if white is what he is going to explain.
okay, we will switch to this next one, and then we will have the conversation. So we replace y'all with Stop Laughing.
I love Torre's hair.
So replace y'all with y'all.
Walter White had taken a pay cut from his job as an insurance agent to work for the NAACP.
You gotta understand, Walter White was biracial. He probably looked more Caucasian than he did black.
The family history was that his great-grandfather was William Henry Harrison, the 9th president of the United States. White's grandmother was an enslaved woman owned by Harrison. White grew up as black. He identified as black, but he understood that that's not how many in society saw him.
I'm a Negro. My skin is white. My eyes are blue. My hair is blonde. The traits of my race are nowhere visible upon me.
He would infiltrate the Ku Klux Klan and report on the various issues concerning lynchings and all the horrors that African Americans experienced at the hands of the Klan. So Walter White was a tremendous asset.
Walter White had...
Could you imagine if, let me stop sharing the screen. If they had cell phones back then and his phone went off and played some type of black music in the middle of a Klan meeting, Walter White would have been Walter.
Yeah.
I
Okay. So that was a story about Walter White, who he was down in Alabama. The NAACP sent him down there because they were, Alabama, of course, Alabama, Mississippi, they had the highest lynching numbers of any other state. And he was told by another black person in the community that they're looking for a white passing man and that you need to get out of town. Walter White didn't even go back to his hotel to pick up his suitcase. He got on the next train and left and went back to the DC area.
And really quick, Dandy is just like me. 2 words of Babe Ruth, lips and nose.
So I'm realizing we're not talking about Breaking Bad, Walter White. So I'm catching up a little bit with Google.
Walter White was one of the presidents of the NAACP.
Yeah. So when you did the pre-show meeting and Dimitri's like, we're going to talk about Walter White. And Jim was like, yeah, we should talk about Walter White. I sat there silently because I was like, I don't know what Walter White has to do with Black history, but I like Breaking Bad. So let's talk about it. So I'm not going to sit here and incriminate myself.
Yeah.
It's like black people don't do meth.
Yeah.
Right. But Bryan Cranston looks blacker than Walter White.
Right?
He did live in New Mexico.
It's very true.
Yeah, but Walter White was blue-eyed, blonde-haired black man.
I think instead of leaving, when they said they were looking for the white passing person, he should have doubled down and been like, yeah, let's get that N-word.
Yeah.
And then they would have been, yeah, he's one of us.
He should have went to the next meeting. Like, have y'all heard?
But I wonder that because you wonder what levels of testing he got from the Klan. I imagine there was some sort of proof that you had to give to them But conversely, did he have to prove his blackness to the NAACP? You know what I mean? Was there on both ends, did he have to prove who he was, whether it was authentic or not?
I think back. Oh, go ahead, Mitch.
No, go ahead, Gentry.
I think back then there were a lot of white passing people who would pass to actually just live better in society to be a white person. Because I know that's in my family history. I think all of the people who didn't decide to pass, they married the blackest people they could find. Like literally. They married the blackest people they could find. But yeah, I think there were a lot. Because you have to think, like at this point, my great great grandfather was Irish, but his grandfather was probably full Irish. You know what I mean? And you only need so much percentage of black blood in you to be considered black. So those people all just considered themselves black. But
and plus the Irish, they were like the UK's black people, weren't they? Let's ask
well, I
Chad.
think they were treated like, yeah.
That's why Gwen brought up sinners.
Well, I don't think the NAACP would have had him doing tests because they sent him undercover. But the Klan, they were like, we're a little skeptical of you, boy. Do the Charleston. And then when he started dancing, that's, and that would have been that. So he had to probably pretend like he couldn't dance.
But do you think they would have been? I mean, when you have Walter White walk in there with that light skin or with white skin, blue eyes, and blonde hair.
I think, not that I would have been at a Klan rally, but I think if he walked into a room, we would be able to tell. Like you and I would be able to tell.
Oh, okay.
I
Because
think
I know there are a lot of times when we'll have white passing people, and I was looking at YouTube when I was looking up about Walter White, and there was this short about this mixed girl, biracial woman, and she said most of the time people just assume I'm white. She said the only people who really clock it are like black females. Like they look at me and they could tell.
Damn it. And I'm not damning like black females calling people out. I think that's just a thing. It's
You know your own like ethnic group.
Yeah. I just realized I didn't play 2 of the YN videos, but we're past YNs now because the Chicago YNs, we don't want to expose people to that. And these YNs stripped this photographer naked. That's why this show is entitled The Blacks. So the Gen X topic of the week, and look, we have a little time to talk about this. I wanted to make sure that we did because I actually met one of these people, and they are these IG financial gurus.
Okay.
And let me try to be a tad bit professional and at least put it on that slide. I don't know what a slide is. There's Mac Bros Potted Meat. There's little Dave. There's Kendall with the door. So there it is. One of these people, the guy, so that's Creflo Dollar and Peter Popoff on the bottom, the crooked ministers. The guy on the left, his name is Him 500. He's one of these financial IG gurus. The guy on the right, is that your right or my right? The guy with the black suit, his name is Jay Morrison. And he had this fund called the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And he raised like, what was it, Gentry, $12.5 million?
Yes.
So
that we know of.
Yeah. So his company was pretty much exactly like the company I worked for. And when President Obama signed this Jobs Act, I believe in 2015, it created this portion of it called Regulation A+. And what that did was allow non-accredited investors to invest like accredited investors. And we'll go down all that stuff another time. So it made it easier for companies like this to raise money. In the thing that we were in Vegas, it wasn't a seminar, but it was like teaching about Regulation A plus. And the guy who owned my company was one of the best at raising money. So this guy, Jay Morrison, raised almost $13 million with 15,000 investors from all over the world. And the guy I worked for raised $13 million with like 90 people. So that's what was unleashed on us. And I mean, Doreen and I got caught up in it even when I was watching it. And I believe this is one thing that's really harmful for our community when we prey upon each other. And I'm sorry, I'm thinking a lot when I say it. I'm trying not to slander this guy because I don't believe he did anything wrong. He was just a good marketer and not great with his responsibilities as a fiduciary.
When you say you don't believe he did anything wrong, are you saying you don't believe he did anything illegal?
Maybe that's a better word. I don't think he did anything illegal.
Okay, because if you tell me you could build a bridge for my family to safely get from one town to another, and this bridge is constantly breaking down, like it didn't meet any government standards, like nobody could use the bridge. Yeah, you're not a bridge builder. Stop trying to say you were.
Yeah, but with the investments, you have to assume that the money that you invest, you have to be comfortable losing it.
So Dimitri, I'm unfamiliar. Did he go to jail? Did he get busted keeping the money? Like what's the nefarious element here?
He made really bad investments.
Okay.
To the point to where, and he just did an interview recently, and he said that the reason it went so bad so quickly is because his attorney, which was the same attorney that my company had, advised him to stop collecting like money from investors because he was under investigation.
So
because all these other people like said that he did things. So the SEC, the FBI investigated him. He couldn't raise money. At least that's what he's saying. So basically, he had to sell a building that they bought. All of the operating expenses, like they get pretty heavy when you're trying to invest almost $13 million and you have a building to maintain with a staff. It was just
you had to buy a home. I mean, and land. I'm going to give you some rules on how to spot a con artist. Okay, rule number 1, con artists do not like to be found. Generally, they try to do business outside of their state. They don't really like for people to know where they live necessarily. Con artists do not like to be found easily. Con artists dress for success. You're rarely going to see a con artist in a t-shirt and jeans. They're all going to be just like these men right here, wearing suits and ties. Con artists often push poorly understood financial products, meaning especially if you're a great speaker and you can easily convince people to do things. Yeah, you can get over on people because you start using words that's just like, oh, okay, he's really trying to teach me something. But at the end of the day, it was like, I really don't understand what I'm investing in or how it's going to work. Or maybe I understand what I'm investing in, but how is this going to work? Are you going to be able to do this? And con artists are fair weather friends, it says. So basically, they will do something for you as long as they're getting something back in return. But otherwise, you can't count on them.
Well, in this situation, I think we have to put some of it back on the community too, because the promise was that he didn't fulfill, but the promise was you would make a 6% return on your investment.
Well, there's your red flag. You can't promise a return.
Yeah.
That's a big red flag.
But let's say that he could, and you invest $500. For the sake of simple math, let's say it's 10%. You're going to make $50 off of that $500. And this is all that a lot of people invested. And I read the prospectus. So they had rules in there like any adding or withdrawing of your funds, there was a fee of like $25 or $30. So let's say it's $25. You make $50 and it takes you $25 to get your $50. Now you have $25. Did you really expect to create this generational wealth with a $500 investment?
Exactly. And I think he knew exactly what he was doing. I can get more money if I get people to only invest $500. And individually, these people won't be mad at me because they only won't be as mad because they only invested $500.
Now, the
like
guy
I
in the
said,
upper left-hand corner, his name was what, 500?
Him 500. And actually
Okay.
put up a video so you can see it. I'll let you go. And I want to play how slick he is.
So no, I'm not giving any money to somebody named him 500 dressed like Willy Wonka's intern.
Thank
you. The guy on the upper right-hand corner oozes some authority. The guy on the upper left-hand corner looks like he's starting a record label. I don't know.
Right. Like, are you here to sing?
Okay, watch this. I think this is the one.
There's too many broke ass niggas with money in the black community. Y'all
I'm not
give
giving
credit.
him
I seen
money.
a rapper say some shit like, I don't buy bust down watches no more. I get stainless in factory because they hold value or something like that. And motherfuckers like, yeah, that's right, something. Like, man, you don't show up with that dumbass shit. That shit's so basic and simple. That shit is common sense 101. That ain't even financial literacy. You got to get to a point where I'm looking at our entertainers and shit got to be more in tune. Like, y'all get all this money, and is your LLC set up properly? Do you understand? Is your S Corp set up in place? Do you got a trust set up in place? Do you know the difference between the S Corp and the C Corp? When you actually going out and acquiring properties, when you actually going out here doing.
Okay, so that's enough of that. And you see the cadence, the way he talks, the stuff he's talking about could embarrass some people like, oh, so if I go to try to blah, 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 and I don't know what an S Corp, they make it so you're so dependent upon them. And they may give you like some money, show you some returns initially, but then when they get their hooks into you, then that's that.
Yeah.
And
just like Jay Morrison, you have people investing $500 a piece. And then you're living off of that money that they gave you. Because didn't he say he gave himself? He spent personally $300,000 of that money, of that 12 million.
That's the salary he was getting per year being the fund manager.
That's the salary per year.
That he gave himself.
And I'm thinking to myself, if you don't already have enough money to secure your own housing and your own land, I'm not giving you money.
Well, the other thing is, when I read the prospectus, if you looked at all of there was no board, like every seat. Imagine Trump having every title in his cabinet. That's how it was in the prospectus. So there was no one to check him for anything. That's another reason that it went so bad.
Yeah.
And Dimitri, I think to speak to your broader point, and I apologize if I'm putting words in your mouth here, but the system is already stacked against minorities and black people in particular in America when it comes to financial advancement.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add the layer of someone who's supposedly community, your brother, who's also committing this crime, frankly, against his own people, so to speak. I mean, it's just an added layer. It's worse because the deck is you already need to work together to get ahead. And we've seen, as it was pointed out, that even in those circumstances, the ability for those communities to flourish is thwarted by the powers that be. So there's just an added layer of poison from people like this who take advantage of the community.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. We could just stop the show right there.
No, keep going. Don't let the white man have the last word. Come on now.
Well, let me play. So I think this is Jay trying to explain how he lost all the money. And let me see.
The entrepreneur that I could have made better, y'all. I could have. When the pandemic happened and we opened this, and we had a beautiful business plan. I'm telling you, I really believe it would have worked. We would have cashed out here. I didn't know how to face the pandemic. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
No disrespect, buy real estate, man. Buy the real estate. take the money, buy some real estate, transactional funding, do these different things that are being done. And that you say, my dude, God bless. Thank you for answering these questions.
I'm talking about staff up.
Coming out good.
Yeah. You did your thing. You waited patiently, taking on.
So again, the fast talk, the double talk, the admitting now I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, but you're saying this now. He just he frustrates me.
Yeah. But technically, nothing illegal was done. So yeah, it was wrong. But he played it within those lines to where he won't go to jail for it. And Kendall was wondering how Dave got back to Prince's house.
It's comfortable here. These couches are real velvet.
He got tired of the street fair and decided to go back in.
As a melanin deficient human, it's tough to be in the sun for extended period of time. So
especially at night. That sun has to be powerful at night.
Air conditioning in here.
Oh, well, since my lovely wife is still suspended, I am just going to say, because y'all go buy some stuff from my lovely wife at dcupcustoms.com. Yeah, the last segment about black scamming people was brought to you by D Cup Customs and the snarky sessions. So that's it. We have 5 minutes, and we actually did a long discussion on our Gen X topic. We've never had a long discussion on our Gen X topic.
Yeah, you know what I think it is? All of our little clip-ins and everything, we don't have those, so it kind of made everything go faster. But Poppy, I think you did really well not having all of your equipment. And thank you for doing the show, being out of town.
Oh, thanks for letting me. I'm actually it's actually, maybe that's why, because I'm not looking for buttons to press. Huh.
Yeah, that was great. And Dave, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for staying with us.
Of course, I love this show, and I appreciate all the effort that you guys put into it. And of course, Tia, and this is an amazing program that adds so much to our community. So it's cool to be a small part of it occasionally.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
Wish I had a button. All right, so I guess that's going to do it for us.
I wish I had a button.
I am going to go get some tacos with the thick homeless lady in front of McDonald's.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, can you get a photo or some video for the group chat for research purposes?
My phone is dead. Okie dokie, y'all.
Somebody told a lie one day.
If I had a button. So thank you guys again. And let's head over to Roland's. I think he's doing a show.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you. Like and subscribe.
And this. And
what race are you?
And Dwayne not like Cajun. No. Dwayne not like Cajun.
Dwayne is not Caucasian. Dwayne is African American. What?
You are what? You are Caucasian. No. You are white Cajun, and I'm black.
You are not black. You are.
I'm black.
No, you are Caucasian.
I'm black.
No, you're not.
Stop.
David,
Stop. You're
say
Caucasian. I'm black.
David, say Caucasian.
No, I'm black.
No, you're not.
No, I'm black. I am not Caucasian.
Listen, mommy is African American. Daddy is African American. D is African American. You are Caucasian.
And Taylor is African American.
What race are you, Davy?
No. First of all,
First of all, no, you're not.